G'day, folks. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. It's Hump Day again, and we're coming into the tail end of Hump Day. First in the chat was Busby Adventures. Hey Sean, if I'm still awake, I'll see you soon, mate. Thanks. Awesome. Nice to see you, Chris. By the way, because you were number one in the chat, you have made the 225 trillion points on the Fair Star, which is awesome because the Fair Starship ain't there no more. At any rate, we've got young Mr. Nick in. Welcome aboard, Nick. Nice to have you here, buddy. And yep, Busby's back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, folks, let me say the countdown is getting even closer. We've just had a cruise finish through Fantastic Studios, or Fantastic Cruising as they're called, and they completed their cruise. They had a couple of helping hands for cruising recipients on board. One of them has been putting out a heap amount of video, and it's been great to see. The other lot, well, need to see what's happening. Well. G'day, Code 4 for Life. Nice to have you on board. Hello, everyone. From the Crown Princess, just a quick check-in. Everyone have a great chat. We'll catch you next week. Well, thank you so much, guys. We've been watching you on the Crown, and we've been enjoying every minute of your cruise, let me say. And we cannot wait because we're on the Grand in 5 days. Woo-woo! Yeah, there we go. Code 4, you've got a g'day from Chris Busby, so that's nice to actually see you there. So yes, I don't know if you guys can notice, we've got the wheel, the captain's wheel, that we will be, it's the wheel, we'll be at the Wheelhouse Bar later on in a couple of weeks. In 5 days, we'll be at the Wheelhouse Bar enjoying a nice dirty banana or whatever the case might be. Might even have an ale. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. At any rate, folks, we're really pleased to hear that the Helping Hands for Cruising set of recipients had a good time, much to the enjoyment of everybody there. So some of the characters they would have caught up with. And it would be really interesting and great to actually catch up with the characters that they did catch up with. Just a quick sip of the caffeine. I've got caffeine, and the mug I'm using today is from Vacay Mode. Sean and Casey Vacay Mode. That's a nice mug. I like collecting mugs. So that's a nice mug we've got there. And I've also got, in the soft side, some peached iced tea. So there we go. I'm getting my body cleansed so that in 5 days' time, alcohol. No, well, I'm not that. To be honest with you, I don't actually drink that much alcohol. In fact, I don't drink much at all. I just drink to excess. But there we go. Eva's Journey, welcome aboard. Nice to have you on board. I think this is your first time in here as Eva's Journey. So give us a heads up. Where are you? What are you doing? And where are you headed? Okay, so yes, in 5 days, we've got a ship coming out of we'll be on the Grand Princess, which is sailing out of Melbourne Harbour and sailing into... it'll be sailing into Sydney Harbour after it's done the Eden stop. So there we go. Okay, so now let me just have a look. Currently, ships in Victoria, in Melbourne, and we're just waiting for our lovely system to catch up, but we're looking at ships that are currently ported or have come in today or gone out today on the out of Melbourne. So let's have a look. We are now into March, and we are at March 22, and we had no ships in port today. We've got on Saturday, we've got the Norwegian Spirit coming in, and it'll be leaving at 5 p.m. We've got also on Saturday, we will have the Pacific Explorer. So those are the two ships that are coming in and going out of Melbourne. Sydney's ports, let's have a look. Let's just update the Sydney port schedule. Sydney port schedule. Today, today we had, that's interesting. Today we had the PA New South Wales, which went into the overseas passenger terminal. I'm not sure about that ship, what it is. I have to refer. It seems to be a secret ship. Tomorrow, coming into Sydney, is the Ovation of the Seas, coming in at 6:30 and is leaving at 6:45. And then on Sunday, the Celebrity Eclipse is coming in and sailing out same day. And then Monday's another week, so we'll worry about that when Monday comes along. So that is what's coming in and out of Australian ports, Sydney and Melbourne. So there we go. Okay, back to the chat. We've got Busby, who is saying, Sean, my better half said to say g'day to you. You know what, Busby? Your better half is learning to speak better Aussie than you are, mate. So, g'day, Nissa. How are you? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you on the chat. Now, wait a minute. I thought you guys were sleeping. I mean, it's like, seriously, what's the time in... so Miami, it's 5 o'clock, which means that Central, I believe, is 3:08. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you guys would be... Why are you up? Or is it 2:08? I don't know. Why are you up at this early hour? But it's nice to have you on board. G'day, Governor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Well, Gov, how are you? Nice to have you on board. And I believe we should be getting you some cruise information for our group cruise in 2025. If you haven't already got it, I will be happy to forward Ilana to you, because she's the one who's got all the info. So hopefully you're going to be joining us then. Busby is going g'day to Rob, and Busby's clarifying that it is 2:08 a.m. I always get confused with Central Time and Mountain Time and Pacific Time. I mean, you guys all stay pretty much close to it. Oh, the night owls tonight. Woo! Oh, sorry, wrong noises. Let me see if I can get a bird noise for you. You know, I know that you guys love your bird noises. So let me see if I can get you a night owl. Maybe, or maybe not. Hang on a sec. Oh no, that's the wrong noise. Sorry. Let me get the right one for you. Okay. We're almost there. There we go. Yeah, that's not an owl. But you guys would be having that kind of stuff coming up fairly shortly. So there you go. The governor is saying very short-tempered, still at Heathrow, been here since... What? What are you doing at Heathrow? And what are you doing there since 5 a.m. Tuesday morning? It's bloody hump day. I mean, you're headed on a trip to Chicago, aren't you? So, I mean, what are you still doing there? Why are you still sitting there? Do you want our people to talk to your people? Because we can actually invite your people to come join us down here at Down Under. I know what it's like. Right? I know what you guys have gone through. Seriously. Okay, so... yes, so the good news is we have... what does a kookaburra sound like? I'm not going to make the noise for you, but I will. I'll tell you what, Chris. Next time we have a live stream, I will, on purpose, have a kookaburra sound just for you. And then you can see what it's like, and we shall keep it there just for you, young man, just for you. Okay, so Busby's agreeing. He's got the thumbs up, so that's awesome. Thumbs up says yes. Let's go ahead and organise it. Stream Elements says welcome to Hump Day with the Down Under Cruisers. Please support our channel so that we can support Helping Hands for Cruising. And yes, that is going to be that is awesome, because you know what? There is wind of two cruises coming up currently that are supported with Helping Hands for Cruising. Unfortunately, they're both in 2025. But the good news is we just need a little bit of this, a little bit of that to make the world go round, and we'll then have some fun. And we will get people on board, and we will certainly have the most amazing time. Those people will, at any rate. I mean, all you need to do is just ask a couple, what was it like on the cruise? Kenny, for one, and a few others. So, yes, we're busy organising that the cruises are happening quick and fast. Now, the good news is, with Mum and Dad, they're going to be the first ones coming up on, they're going to be on their first cruise coming up in 5 days. And they're going on the ship behind me that is the Grand Princess. So I know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to go in, a little bit of a secret. I don't think Mum and Dad are up at this particular point in time, because I know that in their late 80s they tend to, Dad tends to drift off a bit. But, and that's a good thing, because he needs it. James, Chris is saying that James has been smiling ear to ear since they returned, I hear. And yes, it looks like it, but based on the videos that he's been showing. But at any rate, Mum and Dad, they won't be listening, but the good news, what we're going to be doing on Tuesday morning, because that's when the ship sails out, Tuesday the 28th. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to get a car come pick us up, take us all to the cruise port. We will probably be a little bit early for the cruise port, but what we're going to be doing is dropping us all off there, and then what we will be doing is putting our luggage in. We might go and have a coffee or whatever, then head up into the terminal and get our medallions, as well as having to show our passports and all that sort of stuff. Get our medallions and then get on board the ship. And the first thing we'll do is get Mum and Dad off to a place where we can get, first of all, we're going to do the, what do they call it? We're going to do the muster drill. And I know that Princess is still doing the e-muster, which is awesome. I believe the Norwegian cruise line has gone back to doing e-muster, because they tried to do the single muster where they get the entire group out on board, but that didn't work too well. So we're going to go to the muster first up, and then get them into somewhere where we can get, as Rob puts it, have a champagne breakfast, so turn up early. So we're trying to get them on board so that we can all have a bit of a bite to eat, and get Mum and Dad in front of a drink. Now, Dad's not alcohol, he doesn't drink alcohol, so we're going to get him one of those virgin drinks, like a Shirley Temple or something like that. One without the alcohol, because he doesn't drink alcohol. You know what Dad's shandy is? I'll tell you, a shandy for Dad is, if I was holding up this bottle here, enough beer to just make the glass dirty, and then the rest would be lemonade. That's a shandy for Dad. For me, a shandy would be sort of that much beer and the rest lemonade, but not for Dad. He's sort of down there. Anyway, so we'll organise some sort of drink for him, and maybe get him into having some fun and merriment. So There we go. It'll be great. I think he'll enjoy it, and not only will he enjoy it, but so will Mum, I reckon. Um, some virgin cocktail, I think he will enjoy. At any rate, we've got a Facebook user, Happy Hours. I wonder who Facebook user is. Let's have a look. Um, Facebook user. That would be. Let me guess. I got a feeling it might be Rob from Cruising on the High Seas. So that'd be awesome for them. They're going to have a good time. G'day, Facebook user. G'day, Rob. Welcome aboard. The governor is suggesting virgin breakfast cocktail orange juice, but he needs his orange juice. I think we need to actually give him orange juice mixed with something, you know, water. Um, Good old Pepsi for me, mate. That's from Chris. Yep. Well, Dad would drink Diet Pepsi. That's what he would have. G'day, Cookie. How you going, mate? How you feeling? I hope you're feeling pretty well. Um, or is it Rob? Yeah, I know it's Rob. I knew it was Rob when I had a look on Facebook and saw you there. Busby is going Cookie, face blue smiling, face blue smiling. So that's nice. Awesome. G'day, Rob. G'day, Busby. Okay, so yes, so getting mom and dad on the ship will be awesome. We'll get. We're going to. I don't know. My sister will probably get there about lunchtime, and she's coming on board with a friend. So my sister and her friend will jump on board about lunchtime, and then what we'll try and do is we've got booked for the first night. We've got booked the Crown Grill, which is the steak restaurant on the Grand Princess, and so we've got first night in the Crown Grill, which will be absolutely awesome because Dad is a steak lover. I'm a carnivore from way back when, and so we're going to have a great time. We're going to enjoy our very first dinner on board at the Crown Grill, so that's going to be an amazing thing. The only thing is the Crown Grill is is an extra pay, but that's great. It's awesome because at least we can get him something special. So that's going to be nice. The governor's saying how do to Cookie, and yes, Rob, I did cheat. So there you go. Chris, jumping right into the good stuff. Steak, absolutely, mate. You should. I mean, we've been on Princess a couple of times, and the good news about a Princess steak is, if I ask for their porterhouse, the meat literally fills the plate. So I love it. Can we expect a photo of your dad looking disappointed at you passed out drunk? Well, that governor, that's not going to happen because I've never ever been drunk in my entire life, and I don't intend to start on board ship. Um, I happen to know when I've had enough. For me, usually it might be a beer, and then we might have a glass of wine, and then that's my limit. I'm onto the water. And I've had many a person try and get me drunk. My way of drinking, very simply, is for every glass of alcohol I consume, I will then consume a glass of water or fruit juice. So I've never been drunk, and I have no intention of being drunk. So there you go. Cookie saying he's doing okay back in Minnesota for appointments. Cookie, as long as you're doing okay, mate, that's all that matters. I'm glad that you're on the up and up. Please keep it that way. I love the chats that you and I have. So please keep it that way. Okay, so Rob is going. If we make a great donation to Helping Hands for Cruising, then would you donor then? Would you what? then would you... Okay, Rob, you need to clarify that statement. Is it possible to get a Aussie drunk, Rob? Yes, it is possible. I do know many Aussies that do get drunk, but you won't get me drunk. Do it then. No, you won't. I will not. No, you can't even tempt me that way, Rob. I know my limits. You cannot put enough money into HH4C for me to be drunk. Um, uh, First of all, I used to be a cabbie. I had to clean up after all the people being drunk, and I can tell you, flat here, flat now, I've seen some dangerous stuff. There is no way known you will get me drunk. You might get me a little tipsy, but you will not get me drunk. End of story. Try as much as you like, you will not get me drunk. Um, Busby's, yep, I've had to clean up and I know what it's like. And thank you very much. That's not for me. I don't wish that on anybody. I've had to do it, and I don't wish to do it. I don't wish to cause anybody else to do it. So I've never been drunk. I might have a oversized standard glass of wine once a week, but then it is very quickly um, diluted with water, with food, with fruit. So there you go. Um, Rob is saying, "Oh well, I was going to try and get a number to see it happen." No, mate, you can't. There, you can't put enough. You cannot put enough dollars out there to get me under the affluence of alcohol. So there we go. Okay, so um, the Grand Princess will be sailing out of Melbourne, and we'll be going to a place called Eden. Eden is on the just on the border between New South Wales, the state of New South Wales, and the state of Victoria. So that's going to be awesome. Um, that's experience with age. Yes, thank you, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, mate. Nice to have you here. Yes, that is experience with age, and I can tell you, I've seen people. I've never been drunk. I've never been drunk, and I have no intention of starting. Okay, off the drunk subject, how many times have you seen whales while on board a ship? I have not seen whales. I have seen dolphins, though, a couple of times. Once sailing into New Zealand, there were some dolphins near us, and a pot of dolphins just into, as we were sailing into Milford Sound. That has to be the most awesome view to see. G'day, Jonesy from Busby. Um, yes, so we'll be going into a place called Eden, and we've been to Eden many times. Like a little fishing village, and it is a very nice little town. And so I believe, I'm not sure whether the ship will actually be able to dock in Eden, but even if we are tendered in, that's okay. Because we'll just spend a little bit of time walking around the town. There's just on the waterfront, there is the most amazing fish and chip shop, where they get fresh fish and so forth. So that's an awesome place. We might even go there for lunch, maybe. We'll see. But then the question is, why go there for lunch when we can get our food for nothing on board the ship? So there we go. Well, it's not for nothing. We paid for it in the fare. Jonesy is saying we have whales out the front windows now and then. Where Jonesy lives in Tassie, yep, that's correct. He would see that. And g'day to Busby. Busby's going, Jonesy, that would be an awesome sight to see. And actually, we're meeting up with some friends who live in Sydney. And where they are, they sit right on top of a place called, the suburb is called Dover Heights. Dover Heights is right next to the Heads, where Sydney Harbour meets the open ocean. And where they are, from there bedroom, I believe, out on the balcony of their bedroom, with a pair of binoculars. They can look out, or even a telescope. They can look out over the water, and there are the whales. You can see the spouts of the whales as they're swimming up past their place. It is absolutely an amazing sight to see. Um, and Rob, you gave me a great segue in there, mate. Um, we would like to thank all of you who've donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients join us on our next cruise. So that would be awesome. Um, Rob is saying, well, and let's be realistic. You don't butt alcohol. You rent it as it goes down the hatchet and out the other. I don't understand that, Rob. It looks too disjointed. G'day, Troy. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Busby, is it bedtime already? I'm here to let Sean tuck us in, mate. No, I'm not going down that path, Troy. Um, I'm behaving. Um, I'm trying to figure out Rob's message again. Well, let's be realistic. You don't, but alcohol. You rent it as it goes. I don't understand that bit there. It's a bit confusing. Um, Busby is saying to Ratpack he's awake. Cookie is giving Troy a g'day. Jonesy's saying g'day to Troy. You don't drink it, then you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no. Look, Rob. I actually cut out the middleman. What I do is I take the alcohol straight to the dunny, the bathroom, and then I just pour it down the urinal because I want to cut out the middleman. I just think it's better if it goes out that way. Um, Troy is going Cookie howdy, and Troy's going Jonesy howdy, Radio Jonesy. Guys, if you want to listen to a great channel, Radio Jonesy, jump onto it. Yeah, and it's an even more brilliant one. You know why? Because it's an Aussie one. Ah, okay. Busby is saying g'day to Ratpack, which is awesome. Yes, so we'll go into Eden, and then while we're there, as I said, we might stop at the fish and chip shop. Otherwise, we'll just walk around the town for a bit, and then jump back on the ship, have a meal, and then what's going on is from Eden, the ship then goes straight into Sydney. Now, folks, one of the most amazing things you have got to do is be on a ship when it is either entering or leaving Sydney Harbour. And this ship is going into Sydney Harbour. I believe it will tie up at the Overseas Passenger Terminal, which is in an area called Circular Quay. So if you have an opportunity to go into Circular Quay and have a look, it is amazing. Because at Circular Quay, what you've got is a bucket load of ferries that go backwards and forwards. Now, one of the ferries goes to a place called Manly. It's called the Manly Ferry. And there have been a number of songs written about it, as well as a whole host of other sort of local cruise type companies like Captain Cook. The good thing about Captain Cook and a few others like that is what they do is they do an excursion from Circular Quay. You can get a ticket to go to places like the Sydney Zoo, Taronga Zoo, and when you land on the other side of the harbour, you get out of the ferry, jump onto a cable car which takes you all the way up to the top. On your way up to the top of the zoo, where the entrance is, look back and you will see Sydney Harbour as you're going up. The animals have the most incredible view. It is absolutely brilliant. If you have an opportunity, go onto what's it called? There's a website called Sydney Harbour videos, or Sydney, and they've got a camera that looks from Taronga Zoo out towards Circular Quay. And that camera stays on for about a minute, 2 minutes, but it gives you a great opportunity to have a look at ships coming in and out of Sydney Harbour. Troy is saying, Sean, hey, he spelled it right. Some friends of ours, the bilge rats, told us the bottom of the boat bilge is dry. You must be getting ready to go on a cruise. Yes, absolutely. And I've got to fill that bilge up very. There we go. Filled it just for you, mate. Yes, so you have a look, and what you can do is not only do you go into Taronga Zoo, but then you can also catch the same company, Captain Cook, go into Manly. They take you into Manly. They take you around the harbour. So, Captain Cook also does like a lunch cruise, which takes you around Sydney Harbour as well. And that is an awesome cruise because you get some very nice foods, but also they take you around a place called the Hawkesbury River and into the harbour itself, round to have a look at some of the buildings that are put up, some of the other ports. They are port areas where the regular ferries would go to, like for example past Balmain, and also oh God, I've got a blank. Darling Harbours, that's right. They'll take you into Darling Harbour as well, and surround. So you get a nice, maybe 2, 3, maybe even up to 5 hour trip around Sydney, and it does have a cost with it. But as they take you around and they feed you and all sorts of stuff, it is absolutely a great thing to do. One of the other things you could do is, if you're feeling adventurous, is in Circular Quay or just near there, there's a place called the Rocks, and right near the Rocks is the start to the bridge, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And what you can do is they'll jump you into some overalls, give you some other harnesses and so forth. You latch yourself on and you climb to the top of the bridge. The naval base, that's right. The naval base has warships in it. Yep, that's also a nice view to see. But the good thing is, when you're climbing the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, they do it from morning, so you can watch the sunrise over the bridge. They do it during the day. They also do it at evening time, so you can watch the sun set. But once that's done, they do no nighttime climbing that I know of. And so you'll walk up, you're harnessed up, you go to a platform, and then they bring you down. Guys, if you're brave enough, you can do it. I have not done it, and I have no intention of doing it. Now, you're at the passenger terminal. On the right-hand side is the quay, Circular Quay, and the other side of the area, the waterways, is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You need to go and look at the Harbour Bridge. If you're looking at it from far, it looks like ship sails. But in actual fact, it is 3 separate buildings, I believe. And that is absolutely an amazing view. Go there, have a look. Now, the other side of that is the Botanical Gardens. So you can have a good old walk around out in the nature, looking at the birds, the animals, having a ball, looking at the ships come and go. And of course, overseas passenger terminal in Sydney Harbour is absolutely amazing. Jonesy is saying it's good just walking over the bridge on the footpath is awesome and free. Yes, you just walking across the harbour along the bridge is amazing. It's a good 10-minute walk across the bridge, and then when you get to the other side, just turn around and come straight back. And the good news is it doesn't cost you anything. That bridge is a toll bridge. That is correct. It is a toll bridge. So if you drove across it, you'd be paying a toll. The trains don't. Funny enough, yeah, the trains don't pay tolls. It's an interesting one. Okay, so that's Sydney, and there's a lot of things to see there when you get in there. So I hope I'm whetting your appetite, because in January of 2025, when we have our group cruise, we'd love to see you guys come over here, and those are the sites that you'd be seeing. Aside from the fireworks, there's a few people in the chat that are talking about coming with us on the cruise, and are getting their deposits in. So that's going to be awesome. Going to get that all up and running, and yes, we will be having an absolute ball. There will be a load of fun. So yeah, keep it up. Come on in, see what's going on. Loads and loads and loads. Now, I'm busy looking at Facebook here. Oh, sorry, not Facebook. The chat, and I'm noticing that we've only got like 3 thumbs up. Oh, I've got more on the other side. I've got in helping hands. I've got a bucket load of thumbs up, 0. But on the Down Under Cruisers side, we've got 4 thumbs up, with 8 people watching. So that's an interesting one. Come on, guys, hit the thumbs up. Let's get some more people in watching and learning about Australia, because that's what we want. We want more people coming down under to Australia and New Zealand. Actually, New Zealand is awesome. I think one day I'm going to do a full live on New Zealand, talking about Auckland and Dunedin and Tauranga, all places that we've been to. And maybe we might even organise a group cruise that goes to New Zealand one day. That'd be awesome too. But this time we'd get it to go out of Melbourne. The group cruise that we're going on in January of 25, that'll be sailing out of Sydney. We'll be going into the South Pacific. And why the South Pacific is so important is Ilana spent a major part of her life there. And so when we go into Suva, we will be doing Ilana will be organising some specialised excursions for us to do. So she will have us going to look at places where she grew up, like her old school, like we might even have a carver session. You know what carver is? Does anybody, Jonesy, shut up. Because Jonesy knows everything. But anybody out there, have you ever had carver? And if you haven't, do you know what it is? So that's going to be, it's fun. Yeah, this part of the world is absolutely amazing. You know, just like you guys talk about the Caribbean, the South Pacific and Australia and New Zealand is just as gorgeous. Jonesy goes, yes and yes. Awesome. He does know what it is. And yeah. So anybody else out there know what carver is? And stop looking on YouTube, on Dr. Google there, Governor. That's nice. Okay, so so we'll be going to Fiji. We'll be going to Namibia. We'll be going to Vanuatu, and in Vanuatu there'll be 2 stops. Busby's going, he doesn't know. Well, there's more than just Busby in the chat, I know that. So, come on, folks. Who else knows? There's places like Dunedin. Dunedin is actually you go into a place called Port Chalmers when you go to Dunedin. So with Port Chalmers, that is a cute little village. and it has a lead into Dunedin. Dunedin is the university city, so everybody goes to Dunedin to do their studies. Dunedin and Port Chalmers, as well as a place called Milford Sound. They're all on the South Island. Milford Sound has a name, as a nickname, it's called Bad Egg City. And the reason why they call it Bad Egg City is because they have all these geysers or geysers, we call them geysers, and lots of sulfur pools there. So you get all the sulfur there, and so it's got um, this bad egg smell. Okay, now Chris is saying it's just me and some lurkers here. And me, Jonesy, and lurkers. Well, I think you're right. There's a few lurkers there. So I can actually see who's in the chat. And I know who's around Troy, because he's actually pretending to be in bed asleep. But he's actually lying listening to my dulcet tones. Tones from Force's Favourites. Okay, there we go. So the trip around New Zealand would be an awesome one. We might think of that. But we look forward to having you guys come down under for January 25. This cruise that we're doing in 5 days is going to happen way too quickly. Troy asks a very good question. What's a lurker? Busby, you put it out there. So, what's a lurker? So, the one that we'll be doing in 5 days will be over before we even got on the ship. And that's going to be awesome. Haha, Troy made you talk. So, that takes you out of the lurker status temporarily. Yeah, so it'll be over before we know it. We'll be spending, it'll be quality time with the family. Mum and Dad wants us to take a family photo that you'll stick on the wall, so that'll be awesome. But the good news is it's going to be a fun time. The start of this year has been absolutely crap. I shouldn't say rat because I'll upset Troy, but it has been absolutely a terrible start to the year. So this cruise will hopefully get us to a point where we're in a much more relaxed state and the whole family can start healing and having some good time together. For example, I hate January. Financially, January was a write-off. My dad, we almost lost him, and he's back on track, which is awesome. So, you know, we only want good things to happen from now on out, and hopefully this cruise will help us do that. So Troy's gone, yes, you did. And then he goes, Busby, I enjoyed a quiet day of lurking on YouTube all day. Now, did you do that by yourself, Troy, or did you have company while you were lurking? And if you had company, okay, I won't go into how you were lurking, but I'll leave you with that. Busby is going lurker. Oh, so now we're getting the dictionary definition. Lurker or lurker, noun, a person who lurks. In particular, a user of an internet message board or chat room who does not participate. That is a lurker. Okay. Troy is saying, that was me all day until you made me talk. Well, okay. That was you, and now we made you talk. But you actually spoke before you came, before you made this comment, Troy. You actually welcomed yourself on board. There we go. That's okay, Chris, because he asked a very important question, and now that we've got the dictionary definition, we can use it quite comfortably. Just at times that you guys spell things incorrectly, but that depends on which dictionary you're using. But that's okay. We'll just leave it out there. I mean, there's a few of us who can spell correctly. Isn't that right, Gov? Jonesy, isn't that right? Um, oh my goodness me! I've just watched the numbers drop. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody out there. Um, back to the ship talk. Is ship with a P, not a yep. Back to the ship. Okay, so yes, we are going to be having an absolute ball on the Grand Princess. We've had a look there. There's one, two, three. There's about 8 restaurants on board that ship, with about 255 million bars. The entertainment is going to be interesting, so we'll look forward to the entertainment, and hopefully we can get mum and dad up and about and running around the ship. You never know. May not be able to catch them. Also, with the group cruise that's happening in 2025 in January, we're on a ship that's called the Celebrity Edge, and that's quite a reasonable sized ship as well. That has got also quite a number of food options. So look at me. Cruisers generally talk about food, okay? And the problem with talking about food is you roll on board the ship as a passenger, a guest. You leave the ship as cargo. They need a forklift truck to remove you from the ship. It's amazing. I mean, you eat, you run around the ship, you drink, you run around the ship, you go to the activities, you eat some more, and then, I mean, a cruiser's life. Got to get on board the ship for food. I mean, you just had breakfast before you got on. Then you feed your face, and then you walk around, you go out, you go to an activity or two, and then you go, geez, I'm hungry. Hang on a minute, it's not even 10:15. Well, let's have a coffee. All right, you have a coffee, and there's a pastry. Oh, that looks so tempting. Oh, all right, I'll have it. I'm only on vacation for a short time. So you have that pastry, and then yeah, I need a drink. So you go and get yourself, people out there go and get themselves a drink. Um, any drink, like say an alcoholic drink, say a dirty banana. So you have that, and then um, thanks, Jonesy. Glad you got there. And Busby, you only live once. You are right, mate. I tell you what, you are right. Which is all the more reason why you guys should come here for the 2025. No, you come when you can. But it's a totally different experience. You get on board the cruise ship, and your life just literally sails away. You know, you can have all the fun you want. You take your bags into the cabin, you unpack, and then your time is yours. You know, go and eat, go and drink, go and talk, go and meet new people, go and spend time at the entertainment that's on. Listen to a live band, listen to a pianist, or to a couple of guys playing the fiddle, or there's just so much to do. Just so much to do. Busby, Sean, does Sydney have a zoo? Yes. The zoo is called Taronga Zoo. T-O, T-O-O-R-O-N-G-A, Taronga Zoo. Have a look at it. You can actually find it on Dr. Google, or if you look up Sydney, you'll see it there. Radio Jonesy Urban Homestead, thank you very much. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, mate. It is. It will be fun. Yeah, you've been on a cruise? No, you've been on the Spirit of Tassie, which is, I don't call it a cruise ship, but it's a ferry. But when you get on a cruise ship, you will absolutely enjoy the time. And when you come with us in January of 25, that'd be awesome. Um, yes, you found it. Good on you, mate. And you'll see. I don't know if you can see there the cable cars going up. I don't know if you've got pictures in front of you, but I don't know if you can see the cable cars going up. But if you have a look, there might be some pictures there from, say, the giraffe section or the elephant section looking out over Sydney Harbour. It's an amazing view. Absolutely amazing view. End of the peached iced tea. And now I'm going to enjoy the iced coffee. Anyway, folks, just give you all a heads up. Okay, I spelt it wrong. Thanks, Jonesy. He corrected me. Taronga, Taronga Zoo. Um, that's they've got a YouTube channel. Oh, awesome! I'll look it up. Yes, folks, you can check it out. They've got some nice, absolutely stunning views of Sydney. Wouldn't you agree there, Jonesy? The view of Circular Quay is just amazing. Anyway, folks, it's coming into just 8 minutes short of the hour. Um, I'm going to bring this to a close. I will say that next week, being Tuesday the 28th, unfortunately, I will not be doing a live stream, and maybe not even on the Saturday as well. But we will endeavour to try and do some stuff that'll bring you guys on board. Um, excuse me. I'm hoping that we can get you guys to actually come down for January 25, but we will do as much advertising and videoing of our cruise next week. So please have all some fun. What have we got here? Busby is saying, we love going to zoos. You will enjoy that one, let me tell you. Nice work again. And Busby, if you did come down to Melbourne, there are a couple of zoos that you could look at. One is Melbourne Zoo, which is in the city centre. And then there's another zoo, which is out towards a place called Geelong, close out. It's actually a place called Werribee, and it's called Werribee Zoo. Now, Werribee Zoo is an awesome place. Because the animals actually roam free in their enclosures. So it's and the only way you can get around that zoo is by being driven around. So there we go. That's awesome. Okay, so Australia Radio Indie TV, yes, nice work. Thank you very much. Well, folks, we will be still going live on Friday night for those across the pond, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is now 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon our time. Please come on down and check us out. Radio Jones is saying Tasmania Zoo is also great. Hey, where's Tasmania Zoo? In Hobart or Launceston? Okay, so having said that, let me say we shall see you on Saturday. Or Friday night for those across the pond. Please come in and spend some time with us, having a drink, a peach iced tea or a caffeine hit, or you might even get a hit of Lorny. Okay, so it's in Launceston. That's where it is. Awesome. Thanks for that, mate. So, having said that, folks, I'm going to bid you all an adieu, a good night, or good morning for those across the pond starting your day. I hope it's an awesome day. Hump Day here was a great day for us. It was nice and warm. So I hope that you guys will end up having an awesome day too. Please take care. Say g'day to your mum. No, that I shouldn't be saying that. Have a great day and take care. We will catch you around the traps.